Hi. When you really get down to it, perhaps America should never have another white president, at least within the next 100 years. And I'm saying that because America really showed its behind here in America. White people, white Americans really showed its behind here in America. Try to point to something good for the human race that white people did. And I'm still listening. White people, you think of something that you did that's worthwhile for this country, that you as a white people, as a white supremacy group. Well, the reason that I mentioned that is this. History, the part that rings out about white Americans, began when, for a lot of people, it's when they started taking the natives' land and all of the things that they did to get this land. Nothing was supposed to stop them. And how they were willing to fight and kill to take land that others didn't want to give up, or just because you felt that you could beat them and take it. I guess this is why you say this is your country, because you killed and decided, demanded everything. And you think about slavery. I'm talking about here in America. I'm talking about white folks. Think about how you treated a whole race of people. Then, for those who don't know anything about it, who try to close an eye to it, they're reminded by George Floyd, killed on camera, right in front of the world. White people and their disrespect when it comes down to the life of black people. And then you get a president that represents all of the ugliness that white people have done. Not any good stuff. He said he built a building. Well, he didn't do that. The workers did that. His money just paid them for what they were doing. But you get one of the worst people that you could ever get. You get someone who is exactly representative of all of the ugly things that white people have stood for in America. That's what you get to be president. You will find comfort. You found heaven in your evilness. And I realize that all white people are not evil, but white people still run the show. And white people who are not evil can't hide from that. They're still attached to you just by being white. Make me as good as they want to be, but they're not as good as they are required to be to indicate that there's something better and that they represent that which is something better. Now, white people have shown their tail. And not only that, they showed their tail January 6th when they tried to overthrow the government, tried to overthrow the will of the people of this country with Donald Trump as the head, and America so corrupt till they brought him back to be president again. And all of those people who sold their soul out to back him, that had gone to prison because the nation was still trying to pretend like there was something good about it. And he pardoned them to remind America and the world that evil runs this show. And whoever stands with evil, evil will back you. But see, goodness can't play that same old game. Evil will back you. Evil will get you off. Evil will let you get off. You get righteous, they'll put you in jail. And who's going to get you out? Evil is not. And those over there on the other side trying to play that they're so righteous, they're going to try to go along with the rules that everybody else avoid. Nobody else pays attention to the rules but those who want to pretend like they're righteous. And they are no more righteous than the ones who don't pretend, because they allow this crap to exist, to continue to exist. Yes, I'm talking about all people, but I'm basically talking about white people. The one black man got in there because he acted more white than white people, and he was cool, and they hoped in him. But he got in, and he wasn't what they really hoped for. He was better and just as good as anybody else, but he was not the answer to a prayer, unless you just wanted a black man to be president. But then, what we have seen now, after January 6th, now we've seen the same old evil man. Even the people who say they love him think there's nothing nice about him. Then they have a nice bone in his body. Who went out and started a war, trying to make sure that certain people in the country, the same people that he's been messing over all of America's history, lose their education, lose any kind of benefits they had fought and challenged the nation to grant. And now he's coming along and just saying, we got the people, we're going to take everything back and put you back in the cotton fields. We don't need other immigrants. No, we put you back in the cotton fields. See, what they haven't gained any wisdom. And the world sees them, especially in the war that they just started. And he's showing everything that he really is and what America truly is when it comes down to white people, when it comes down to at least the Republicans, when it comes down to at least MAGA, when it comes down to at least Trump. That's just a few of them. But the world sees them for what they are. The world sees them. We have already seen them, but now the world sees them. And the way he treated the allies. Why would they trust another American? Why would they do it? I mean, they would partner up with some people who they probably are not even friendly with, just to have nothing to do with Americans. So I'm saying that black people have been at the bottom. Black people know what it means to be walked on. Black people know what it means to be stepped on. Black people know what it means to have a little bit here and sometimes have nothing. Black people have gone through it all. Now, there's two ways we can come up out of this. We can come up out of this saying, hell, we're going to get you. It's now our time, and we're going to put our foot up as far up your buddies you had yours against up ours. That's one approach. Another approach is black man can say, well, we don't know for sure, but they say we are God's original people. They say we're the first. And so we got to be the one to teach you, or you came later. So we got to be able to teach you. And in order to teach you, we got to know what we're talking about. So what I want is to have a satisfied, fulfilled life in these bodies on this earth during these times. That's what I want. And why do I want that? Because that's the God that I'm made of. That's the same representation. God that I'm made of and what I want out of life is all one. And that God is prepared that I could have every last one of those needs, wants, and desires. But me knowing that also makes me aware of the fact that every last one of you got the same inheritance, the same. And you utilizing resources. We don't own anything, but we're utilizing resources. And we know that the secret of making sure that this earth is provided, this nation is provided with what we the people determine are goods and services necessary to aid us in our fulfillment and in our satisfaction of this life, requires that each of us who benefit from it partake in the process of causing a manifestation of it in such an abundance. And what we do is we choose the careers that we're going to engage ourselves in, something that we love. This is the new way of thinking, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about putting all that white stuff that has brought us to the hell that we're in today. I'm talking to you about what black people have learned is as closest to God as I have gotten, and I'm sharing it with you. This is how close I see the world operating under the spirit of God's love. And if anybody can top it, come on, top it. I ain't scared. In fact, I love it. But if you can't, then you got to get back and change. Why? Because life demands that you do. So I don't think for a while people will be trusting white people. And it's going to be hard for them to trust black people. So I heard Miss Kamala might come back, and it's just probably something that's flowing in the air. She might come back in 78. I'm telling you, Trump makes her look like precious gold. She looks like precious gold compared to what you have trusted in, is delivered. And even she is on the side of evil because what she represents is something so much better than Trump represents, something so much better than the Republicans represent, and something so much better than just white people in general represent. But even in that program, even in that vision, even in that system like that, there will be people that's left out. There will be people who are going through pain and suffering. There will be people who wish that you could do better, but the life that they have at that time, even under her, will be despicable. Won't be as many people, but it'll still be the same. It doesn't make any difference as long as one exists and the whole nation is guilty. So, I know the way you're thinking, you would definitely choose her over Trump, no doubt. Even those people that voted against her would run to the polls to vote for her. But at the same time, you're voting against the rest of the people. You see, the original plan is to work for all the people. And if you're not working for all of the people, then what is the difference in you, in others? The only one that's different is the one that's working for all. Because in so doing, you get the opportunity and the chance to live in peace, to be prosperous and free, to be joyous and happy, to be fulfilled and satisfied. And you get a chance to live the life. And you can forget about dreaming it. It's over. So I thought I'd share this with you, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to say to you that white people, you can just start making up your mind and figuring what you got to figure. I'm not going to tell you what to figure. You figure what you know you got to figure. But you've blown it. You've blown it. In order for people to put a white person back in office, especially after they've done everything that they've done and trying to feel like they want to hide it, that tells you they ain't no good. They don't want to deal with the truth. Hide it. And at the same time, where they're hiding it, they're trying to change and knock out all the benefits that profited from it. Not only that, they want to try to create the situation to take it back the way it was. I mean, in order for somebody to go for that, you got to be dumb. In order for somebody to go for that, you got to be stupid. In order for somebody to go for that, you got to be ignorant. In order for somebody to go for that, you got to be a fool, especially when God gives you life. But like always, the choice is yours.